The Kentucky Wildcats are beating the drums about a turnaround season. After finishing 2-10 in 2013, they find themselves at 5-2 as we enter the second half of 2014. Wildcats led by second-year head coach Mark Stoops, who hopes to give his sons the pleasure of a victory today. Dan Mullen is in his 6th season as the head coach at Mississippi State. He leads his team into the stadium as the top-ranked team in the country. And, of course, the Bulldogs feature junior quarterback Dak Prescott, one of the Heisman hopefuls for this year. Patrick Towles leads the Wildcats. He's a homegrown product. It's Kentucky against Mississippi State in Commonwealth Stadium today. We welcome you to the Home Depot SEC on CBS. This afternoon from Lexington, Kentucky, it's the top-ranked team in the land, the Bulldogs of Mississippi State, against the 5-2 Kentucky Wildcats. Hi once again, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Gary Danielson. We welcome you to Lexington. This is uncharted territory for the Bulldogs, Gary. First time in the history of the program they've ever played a game as #1. How do they handle this?
Well, I think the word for Mississippi State, Vern, is probably maturity. I mean, this is tough. I mean, it's tough for NFL players to handle all this talk about being the best team in the country. There's no experience being #1 in the country. They have to really rely on the veterans to say, hey, we've seen the bottom, now we're at the top. The real formula is to play hard. This is a team that's built to play on the road. We'll see if they can do it.
No team has ever done what they've accomplished. Mississippi State has gone from unranked to top-ranked in 5 weeks. How have they done it?
Well, they've done it by building a football team. I think Dan Mullen has at every level. He's gotten veteran players. Maybe they weren't the highest recruited, but they performed. Whether it's defensive linemen, linebackers, wide receiver, running backs, the talent is there. But let's be honest, if you don't have the quarterback, it's not going to work. And Dan Mullen has found the quarterback. Not only is he performing on the field, he's the toughness of the football team. He's the emotional leader. He really is the face of Mississippi State football. He does it with his legs, and he does it with his arms. He's having a Heisman Trophy type season, but he's going to have to do it amid that schedule that Vern showed you, the toughest schedule in college football. There's a lot in front of him.
Well, Gary and I were here in 2007, our last visit here, as a matter of fact. On that afternoon, we saw top-ranked LSU come in, and Kentucky won it in 3 overtimes. Can this team knock off the top-ranked team?
There are some similarities, Vern. There's a lot of athletes on this team. They are not devoid of playmakers. They might not have as much maturity in the veteran leadership, but they got guys that can make plays. These are the guys on defense that I think have to come through, though. Defensive linemen, Melvin Lewis, they have to stop that running game up front. Got to get a pass rush. They got one of the best in the league in Alvin Bud Dupree. But the secondary needs some playmakers, and they got one in A.J. Stamps. They need that help for their quarterback. Because as you mentioned in the open, Patrick Towles, he's a gamer, and he's talented. He's got elite arm strength. If he gets a little bit of help, this is a tough hombre, and he's cocky, and he can throw the ball. They might just have a sniff in the 4th quarter.
And a moment ago, Allie LaForce with Mark Stoops.
Coach, this scene reminds a lot of Kentucky fans of 2007 when #1 LSU came to Kentucky. They left with the loss. What does this Kentucky team need to do to pull off an upset?
Well, I hope we play like that, come away with the victory. But our team's ready to go. It's a great atmosphere, and we're excited.
Coach, good luck. Thanks.
Thank you.
Vern, I like what Patrick Towles told us. I didn't come here to compete. I came here to win these type of games.
And Allie LaForce has moved to the other side of the field. And again, a moment ago, here is Allie with Dan Mullen.
Coach, this is your first game playing as the #1 team in the country, coming off of a bye week. How have you kept your players grounded?
Well, they understand we're in the SEC. We haven't accomplished a whole lot in this conference yet, and we got to play in tough environments like this every single week. So we got a huge challenge, and it's a great football team today. When we don't play our best game, we're not going to be #1 for long.
What's the status of Jamie and Lewis?
He felt great in warm-ups. He's going to try to give it a go out here today.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, that's good news for the Bulldogs. Kentucky leads the overall series by 1 game. No, I was not there for the first. Mississippi State has won the last 5. DeMarco Robinson is deep along with J.D. Harmon. The usual kick returner, Stanley Boom Williams, unable to go today. Head injury sustained in the last game. Touchback. And yeah, cue the cow. Took him longer than I thought. Chick-fil-A starting lineups. Patrick Towles.
They like to get him off quickly in this football game, a little bit like Johnny Manziel, Vern. Maybe a quick short pass, and they like to run him early in the game. He's a very competitive, high-strung guy. Let's see if they start him with a short pass and maybe a quarterback draw early.
Large young man, 6'5". Braylon Hurd is the starting running back. Number 5, they will use 3 running backs in the ball game. And Towles will throw on first down, perhaps. Dumps it, caught. DeMarco Robinson, number 9, makes the catch. And the remainder of the offense, Miller, perhaps the best of the offensive line. They've got John Toth in the middle, sophomore, steady player. Myers and Swindle. And Ronnie Shields gets the start at tight end. 2nd down and 5.
See if they run him here. They love to run him early. Yep, there's a quarterback keeper.
What they said yesterday, he runs better than you think.
Yeah, he's an elite athlete, a high school track guy, high jumper in high school, basketball player. But coaching staff here likes to get him into the feel of the game by getting him hit early. That's kind of the strategy. You watch 3 or 4 games, they do it almost every game.
That's a 1st down and 10. Play action. Towles goes deep. One-on-one, deep, tipped and incomplete. Intended for Garrett Johnson, defended by Jamerson Love.
That was a poor throw that time. They had to play a double post, a crossing route and a post behind it. The ball was thrown too far up the field. It should have been thrown way out to the side of the hash. If he'd have led that ball way in the middle, that was a big completion. That was a poor throw.
And Towles knows that, obviously. 2nd down and 10. Hand it off, come to the left. It's Braylon Hurd, number 5. 5'11", 190-pounder, the tackle, Ryan Brown. Defensively for Mississippi State, you've got Brown, Jones, Yules, and Preston Smith. 3 times the SEC Defensive Player of the Week. That was earlier. Matthew Wells also garnering some tributes for playing very well. Bernard McKinney in the middle of real force, number 50. 4 wides on 3rd and 10. 4-man rush. Towles, that could be too much. Yeah. Intended for Garrett Johnson.
That's how solid. The same strategy that LSU used against Kentucky is what Mississippi State just did right there. They went man-to-man. LSU did that. They said, we don't believe those young receivers can do it, and they didn't on that play. Great coverage.
Landon Foster, the 3-year starting punter, and Jamortal Graham is back. And that loss last week at LSU, Kentucky special teams were really awful.
Yeah, awful.
And this is a fair catch. They did allow a 67-yard punt return for a touchdown and falling behind at LSU 17-0. And here is Dak Prescott.
For the last 2 games, Kentucky's given up 282 and 300 yards rushing. Will Mississippi State try to establish the run game early against Kentucky?
1st down 10. Josh Robinson. Prescott. That's caught up at the 25-yard line. Malcolm Johnson, the tight end, with the catch. Clausell, Malone, Dylan Day, Beckwith. Josh Robinson, very effective. He calls himself the bowling ball. And Gabe Miles listed as a starter, but he is given way to Jamion Lewis, number 4, who is back after a 2-game absence. Up the middle she goes, and that is Josh Robinson. Well, they said it was a pre-game, game-time decision for Jamian Lewis, and glad to have him back.
Yeah, there he is. Well, Kentucky's not glad to see him.
No.
He caught a touchdown pass, threw a touchdown pass, and ran for a touchdown last year against these guys.
And so did Dak Prescott. First down and 10. Flips it into the flat. Robinson, look at it.
Now, two things there. Great protection. I mean, this is a pass rushing team for Kentucky in 2013 that had 4 sacks against Dak. The protection, he went to his 3rd receiver that time.
And it's a first down 10 after the 11-yard gain. Play action. Little short pass to Malcolm Johnson, the tight end. Defensively for the Wildcats. Lewis, Douglas, Smith. A.J. Stamps, a junior college transfer regarded by many as the best in the secondary so far this year. First and 10. Here's the change.
And Kentucky switched out of it.
Robinson, no. Zadarius Smith, number 94, stayed home.
Now, Mark Stoops knows how to draw up a defense, and he also knows that Dan Mullen is calling plays at the line of scrimmage. When Dak checked into a different play, Mark Stoops and his defense checked into another one. Great defense by Kentucky right there.
Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Quick flip into the flat. That's Gabe Miles. He's got a first down.
Boy, has Gabe Miles come on. You know, he was a high school quarterback and got his playing time, as Vern told you, with injury to Lewis. And he's come through. You can see his athletic ability. He's still learning how to be a wide receiver.
Hometown product out of Starkville, home of Mississippi State University. And first down 10. Prescott hauled down by Bud Dupre.
Well, the blitz package confused Mississippi State there. Got a free rusher and had to get out of it. I think from the left side, I'm not exactly sure who it was. Well, watch, a free rusher comes exactly in. But it's not just any free rusher. It's the best free rusher in the SEC. The SEC's sack leader career. Nobody blocks him.
Active sack leader. He's got 19. That'll count as 20. And this is Fred Ross, number 8.
Boy, I tell you, it's just hard to give, you know, the way Kentucky's aligning right now, they're giving those wide receiver bubble screens to Mississippi State. That's a little too easy. I call them push yards, combination of rush and pass.
First down 10 again. Snap is a little high. Robinson hit at the line. Bounces, great resiliency.
That we talked about in the open, how Mississippi State is put together at every level. And just as important, Dan told us in our interview before, at Florida, he never had a tailback like Robinson, where I could just hand him the ball and he can make positive yards.
That's a gain of 6 and the second down and 4. Prescott will keep it. And he pulls it. Did he really? He recovered it.
Back.
Yep.
Yes. Yep, I got it right on it, inside. It was at Lewis, Melvin Lewis?
It was indeed.
Yes.
Lewis, number 90, stripped the ball. They got a good bounce for Mississippi State. It's 3rd and 1.
We talked about this 3rd and 1 with these big quarterbacks, Tebow or Cam Newton. It's big advantage right here.
They hand it instead to Robinson. Strolls in almost untouched. Well, that's a fairly decent opening drive.
I would say. a mix, a few gimme plays. They threw the ball 3 times behind the line of scrimmage and gained 12 yards on each one. That softened up the defense, and then they give it to the big guy. Nice block that time by Justin Malone, number 70, pulling around and pinning his guy.
Evan Sobiesk is on to try the extra point. He's now 30 of 32 for the season. Robinson and Prescott leading the way. A 12-yard rumble by Robinson, Josh Robinson. And the Bulldogs on top early, 7-0. You betcha, thank you. 8:38 to go, opening quarter. That was an 82-yard drive. 11 plays. Mississippi State. Josh Robinson gets the touchdown. Little dancing on the Mississippi State sidelines. Here's Cook. DeMarco Robinson hit behind by his own man. Here, first down and 10. Delayed draw.
Playing inside.
A.J. Jefferson again, number 47.
And Mississippi State has already substituted on defense. Christian Holmes and Richie Brown, number 44 and 39, are in the game at linebacker. So, again, Jeff Collins looking for the long run. He has belief that he has a 1A, 1B group, and he commits to it by playing his backups early.
Zach Jackson and Nelson Adams are also in there. There we go.
Yep, look at that play.
DeMarco Robinson on the missed tackle. No flags. Touchdown, Kentucky. That's his first touchdown of the year, though it is not his longest reception of the year.
That's what arm strength gives you. When you can get the ball clear across the field, then you have a chance for your receiver to break a tackle and make a play.
Austin McGinnis will kick the extra point. Mentioned that Robinson has just got his first touchdown pass. That was 67. He earlier this year had a 79-yard reception.
Yeah, it was one-on-one coverage to the outside. And remember, this is the left hash. So that ball's going all the way across. And when I said he's got elite talent, one-on-one coverage, and listen, they're going to make throws and catches if you're Mississippi State. In man-on-man coverage, what you have to do is let it be a first down, not a touchdown.
So, in the first quarter in Lexington, we are tied 7-7. Full house at Commonwealth Stadium today. The attendance last year in Mark Stoops' first year increased by 10,000 per game. There is a buzz here in Lexington. DeMarco Robinson helps elevate that buzz.
Because Mississippi State had him stopped.
Yeah, and you might deem that a favorable spot. I think he got it.
Yeah,
Squib kick. Oh, baby. Nick Griffin, running back. All right, thank you, Adam. Second down and 10 here. Little draw play. Robinson wrapped up, cannot get outside. Jabari Johnson, number 47, linebacker. Nice play.
He sure did. Outside linebacker. His first start was last week against LSU. Took on the pulling guard, Justin Malone, perfectly. Kept his outside leverage. So important play in defense. You hear it every week from these defensive coordinators. We must set the edge. And that's exactly textbook of what it means, setting the edge.
The first third and long facing Mississippi State now. They need 13 for the first down.
Let's see if Bud Dupree, number 2, can make an impact early in this game.
The block gets him. Oh, deep cleater. Blake McCain, number 24, hit Joe Morrow and hit him hard.
This was well defense this time. Four-man rush, zone defense. If you don't throw this ball quickly, they make adjustments quickly. That's a legal hit. Boy, that receiver was hung out that time. Joe Morrow goes, wow, it wasn't like that all year.
Don't do that to me again. Devin Bell, first punt in 3 games, had that groin pull. DeMarco Robinson bobbles it over the head, and that may have gone out of bounds.
Yeah, it did. Never got a possession. And as Vern told you before, a nightmare start on special teams and a nightmare finish on special teams for Kentucky last week against LSU. Bobbled and never possessed again goes to Kentucky.
Tolando Cleveland was the guy chasing it. That's a 53-yard punt, nothing on the return. And one more look at the physicality of this game. And we have a report that he had the wind knocked out of him. Towles. Incomplete, intended for Joey Herrick. Let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Thanks, Vern. Mississippi State's bench is so relaxed and calm. They're having fun out there. And after Duranya wasn't able to make that deep ball catch, Coach Mullen went up to Fred Brown and looked at Duranya and said, Fred would have caught that, wouldn't you, Fred? Fred looked at him and said, yes, I would have. He said, hey, make sure you catch that ball next time. But they're very loose. They're relaxed. They seem pretty confident.
All right, Allie, thank you. It's second down and 10. See what the Bulldogs have in mind. They show a blitz look, and they are coming, and Braylon Hurd, the ball's on the ground.
And it's going the other way.
Mississippi State has it. Bernardrick McKinney, number 50, recovered it.
One of the positives that I was going to mention about that LSU pasting last week about Kentucky was they didn't turn the ball over. Well, you know, in this game already now, that's what happens. You know, you're playing good football, and all of a sudden you give Dak Prescott the ball inside the 20-yard line.
There's the ball out.
Was it Brown that caused it?
Beniquez Brown. Yes, it was.
That's quite a combination, those two guys, Brown and McKinney. No safety in the middle of the field.
Give the ball to Josh Robinson. Another look at the fumble.
Can't quite tell you, but I know Matt Wells was in on the tackle, and Brown as well. Well, I'll tell you, defensive coordinator DJ Elliott and Bob Stoops have lined it up and challenged this offense. They're playing man, and they're coming.
Here's Prescott. Oh, nice block on the edge. With the stiff arm, Prescott, Josh Robinson got down low and knocked the defender out of the way. First and goal.
As Vern told you, one key block from Robinson, and now you got the big guy to the outside, and you know, he brings the whole package. If you're going to run the spread in this league, you got to run your quarterback, and you know, he and Bo Wallace are doing that at Ole Miss.
3 to the left. The option, whoa. Nice pursuit defensively led by Alvin Bud Dupre. And the Verizon Red Zone stats. In the red zone, Prescott 58%, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. For the year, he's got 14 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Second down and goal.
Well, Duranya Wilson, number 1, is their big receiver. He's lined up to the left, out wide.
Prescott. Modest gain. Josh Forrest, number 45, the middle linebacker.
He's out at practice Thursday, Vern, and Josh Forrest was not out there. He has a bit of a stomach bug. They took him away from the team. As you said before, his 4th different position, but he led this team last week against LSU with 10 tackles.
Third and goal. Prescott again, a lot of time, now goes right. Pumps, pulls up, throws it deep, it's incomplete. Robert Johnson, number 12, was prowling around the end line.
Great stop by that Kentucky defense on that play on third down. Robert Johnson was actually open the whole way across the field. And for some reason, Dak never looked his way. He kept looking at De'Runnya Wilson the whole time.
There is a flag.
Ineligible player downfield of the offense, number 63. That penalty is declined. Fourth down.
Well, here we are playing the 8th game of the year, and this is going to be Evan Sobiesk, the field goal kicker. This will be only the 5th attempt of the year for Sobiesk. He's 3 of 4, his longest, 27-28.
Remember who's holding.
Prescott. That's a good reminder.
Yep.
Very good heads up. This is from 26. And Mississippi State breaks the tie. Sobiesk, 4 field goals made this year.
Yeah, it's a big series for the Kentucky defense.
An open week for the number 1 ranked Mississippi State Bulldogs. A thrashing for Kentucky at Ole Miss last Saturday night. But in your study of the film, you said they didn't play all, they just had breakdowns.
I was shocked. I expected to turn on a disaster. The special teams were a disaster. I'll have to say that right from the opening kickoff. But they hung in tough. It was 17-3 with a minute to go, and Kentucky had the ball in the first half.
And they failed on a 4th and 2 out of the Wildcat formation, and that was kind of the key to Towles.
Oh, receiver fell down.
As he was making the cut, that's Blake Bone.
Yeah, Blake Bone, if he keeps his feet there, that's a completion. Perfect read. Watch Bone come inside, go outside, and stumble.
2nd down 10. JoJo Kemp in as a running back now. Gets the handoff, does number 3. Goes right, and there's Caleb Ewells, number 92. One of that solid group of defensive linemen.
Beniquez Brown, number 42, calls out a lot of plays, a lot of film study. He's the quarterback. Watch him when he reads it. He'll turn around and call out the play, and he's really good at it.
3rd and 8. Blitz, play action. Towles scrambles. There was a tug at the jersey from Caleb Ewells, and that was enough with help to bring him down.
One thing about this Mississippi State defense, Vern, they give up a lot of yards. I mean, they're last in the league in passing yards, as you see the sack by Ewells there. But they produce negative plays. Think about this. They're 9th in the country in sacks, 10th in the country's tackle for loss, 6th in interceptions, 2nd in red zone defense. They make plays. They give up yards, but they make plays.
4th and 17 as we reach the end of the first with our score 10-7. Top-ranked team in the land, up by 3 on the road. We'll return to Lexington after this message and a word from your local station. Commonwealth Stadium on the campus of the University of Kentucky in Lexington. We begin the 2nd quarter. 10-7 ball game and a punting situation now. Landon Foster will punt it deep to Jamoral Graham, who waits at the 45. Here's the punt.
All right, they must have a read. It's the 2nd time they've come after the punt.
That one takes a Kentucky roll. Vern Lundquist Gary Danielson with Allie LaForce down on the sidelines. We were hoping for a competitive game. We've got one.
Yeah.
And Kentucky shows some stuff, don't they?
I agree. I told you, they've got some athletes. I mean, Mark Stoops knows what he's recruiting. He's put together some classes here. I think they may be one more class to reach the elite level. But believe me, they got guys that you have to account for. And when you got a quarterback like Towles, they're going to be in this football game.
Well, Stoops in his second year, they were 2-10 a year ago. 2-10 the year before that. Joker Phillips last year. And now Mississippi State, leading by 3, has a first down.
Defensive line.
Brandon Holloway, freshman running back, number 10, on, and the tackle made by Reggie Ment, 96.
Well, meant to, and he did.
Couldn't resist it, could
Now, Darius Smith was unblocked on that one, too, number 94. That seemed like a busted play to me.
2nd and 8. Play action, fake to Holloway. Prescott, that one cracked as it got there, but it got there. Fred Ross. Boy, that ball was wobbling.
Yeah, you know, a year ago against Kentucky, Dak Prescott, and he wasn't the passer he is this year, went 25 for 37 for 295 yards. I wonder if they're going to go back to that bubble screen game that they started the game with. Remember, they threw 3 short passes, all of them for at least 12 yards. They're giving Mississippi's that play.
Nick Griffin is the running back. He gets the handoff, goes right. Huge hole, tries to stutter step. He stopped, but he does get the first down. Nate Willis, number 21, with the tackle.
The challenge for any defense, forget Kentucky, forget how many good players, young players, whatever. Any defense with a balanced attack, and that's what Mississippi State has, a balanced attack. I'll tell you, it's a handful.
They average running the ball 264 yards, passing it 265.
Yeah, that's balanced.
Pretty close.
Yep.
There's a little flip out to the left. Fred Ross. Thank you. It's 2nd down and 7 here. 10-7 Mississippi State. Prescott pressured. Did he get the foot down? He did indeed.
Yep.
Robert Johnson. Wow.
Defended well that time by Cody Quinn, but hang on the ball. You know, when I spoke with, and he got his left foot down, when I spoke with Dan Mullen yesterday, I asked him, has anybody on the team exceeded expectations? Could you name a guy? And he goes, you know what? Our depth has exceeded my expectations. More guys can make plays than I thought. I can just call a play. I don't have to worry about who's in the game.
Here's another running back making his first appearance. Ashton, watch out for the reverse.
Quarterback, remember.
And it's Miles. He wanted to throw. He runs instead, and he gets to the 21.
Well, a year ago, that might have been Jamion Lewis doing that, because he was also had quarterback skills coming to Mississippi State. But from the secondary that time, from the linebacker spot, just enough pressure from Henderson, and Miles had to get away from it.
2nd down and 3. Play clock at 5. Got it. Derunya Wilson. Cody Quinn defensively.
Well, the pre-read this time was a big bubble to the inside. He knew he had this slant when he lined up, and you got a big 6'5" receiver coming in there. You throw that ball confidently.
Ashton Shumpert is a running back. He gets the handoff, number 32. And Derunya Wilson, they call him Bear. Quite a basketball player in high school. He was at Winona High in Birmingham, named Mr. Basketball in Alabama in 2013, and helped lead his team to 3 straight state championships He played basketball for Mississippi State last year and appeared in 7 games. And then he thought, you know, a 6'5" forward
Right.
as opposed to a 6'5" wide receiver.
might have to play in Denmark.
Estonia. Here's the toss. Shumpert.
You got to hand it to Dan Mullen. That option play last time down the field did not work. He comes back with it. Josh Forrest, who runs sideline to sideline as well as any linebacker in the league, gets the play, but a big positive play.
And a 3rd down and 1. They can, as you can see with the yellow line, indicating the yardage needed for a 1st down, they could get a 1st and goal out of this. Prescott or a touchdown.
That's since I got in this league, that has been the story from the spread big quarterbacks. Vern, you've been in every meeting.
Right.
Every defensive coordinator said, I don't know how we stop it. When Tebow was doing it or Cam Newton was doing it, that 3rd and 1 is almost unstoppable.
Well, Prescott wearing number 15 because he so admired Tim Tebow. Here's the extra point. Up and good. And he, in part, chose Mississippi State because Dan Mullen had been the quarterback coach and offensive coordinator who coached Tim Tebow. Prescott got the touchdown on 3rd and 1. Logan Cook again to handle the kickoff chores. And DeMarco Robinson, J.D. Harmon are the deep men. 17-7. DeMarco Robinson coming right. Slipped 1 tackle and another, and then hit by the 3rd guy. Wide receivers left and right. Ryan Timmons, number 1. Listed as a starter for much of the year. Did not start today's game, but he picks up 15 yards on that catch.
Well, Ryan Timmons had the biggest play a year ago against Mississippi State, a 51-yard play. If it wasn't for Ryan Timmons last year, the longest play of the game would have been, pass play of the game would have been 11 yards. Already 2 of them in this game for Kentucky, more than that.
That was a gain of 15, 1st down. Towles completes it to Joey Herrick, number 87.
Here's the problem. Kentucky would like to go up-tempo. Okay, when they're running good, they go up-tempo. But Mark Stoops is looking over at his offensive coordinator and going, be very careful, Neil Brown, because our defense is not holding up. We do not want to give that ball back too quickly to Mississippi State.
You see on this 2nd down play, 3 wide left. Blitz look from Mississippi State. They're sending 3 and dropping 3. Patrick Towles picks it up.
This is one of those combo plays in college football now. The offensive line is blocking a run play. The quarterback has the option of throwing a pass play. Neither was there, so he just kept it and made a positive play out of it.
Patrick Towles has some athletic genes in his heritage.
There's a little bit of the kitty cat.
Yeah. JoJo Kemp. Now here's Towles in motion. And he will take the snap. Play action. Got it. Ronnie Shields, number 80. Well, mentioned that Towles had some athletic background. They're going to hustle up now. His grandfather is here today. Also wore number 14 as he made his way to the Hall of Fame. There's Jim Bunning, 83rd birthday yesterday. His wife married to the left. Their daughter is Patrick Towles' mom. Now Towles again splits out. It's Kemp and the Wildcat. Something brewing here.
Yeah, but nice little blend here. On the first play, they went the fake Wildcat. Towles comes back, runs a play-action pass. Now they come back with it and get the stretch play out of it. And Kemp, very comfortable in that Wildcat formation, does it again. Now it looks like they could go anywhere.
Braylon Hurd, the running back. Wide receivers left and right. Comes a little pressure. Deep pass, one-on-one. Is it caught? Nope. It is not. DeMarco Robinson defending Jamerson Love, number 5.
And very patient by Jamerson Love. And that's what we talked about, Vern. A senior has been through a lot of football. One of those veterans that Dan Mullen has built this program on. We've been in the SEC, seen it all, covered everybody, didn't have any penalty, didn't grab anybody, just stayed patient and made the play.
4-man rush behind the intended receiver, Blake Bone. 3rd and 10.
I thought this one was rushed a little bit by Patrick Towles. He had plenty of protection up front. He threw it before his receiver was open. He picked out a spot. It was almost as if he knew he was going to go there before the snap and kind of hurried it a bit.
Mark Stoops came here 2 years ago, first head coaching job.
Let's see if they're going to rush and blitz him this time. No, going to play coverage.
Yes. Towles into the end zone too far. One-on-one coverage intended for Javis Blue. Deontay Evans was defending. Number 17.
Evans did the exact same thing that Jamerson Love did. Did not panic, hung in there, and then turned his head at the last second.
And that will bring on Austin McGinnis. He is 11 of 16 for the year, and he's got 2 in excess of 50. That 53-yarder and 1 of 51. This from 34. Perfect. And they get 3 out of this. But we have something going here. 17-10 at the half. Let's go down to Alley the Force with Dan Mullen.
Coach, you started this game out with an 82-yard drive for a touchdown, but you ended with an interception. What can the offense do better?
Well, we got to execute better. You know, I mean, we're missing protections. We're dropping passes down here, which not making plays we have to make. You know, you watch their guys are making plays and breaking tackles and scoring 80-yard touchdowns. We're not making those plays. We got to make those plays if we want to win.
Kentucky was able to march 30-plus yards in just 2 plays to get that last field goal. Any changes defensively you'd make?
No, right there. We practice that play every single week, and you know, we had a guy just miss it out in the pass breakup right there. But you know, the same thing. We missed the tackles on the sideline for their 1 touchdown on a long touchdown pass. We're playing a little sloppy. We got to clean it up, and we got to play a lot better as a team in the second half.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Allie, thank you.
I thought it was a little closer game than Coach thought, really, to tell you the truth. I thought Kentucky hung in there and showed that they could sack the quarterback and make some defensive plays.
That's the end of the half. It's 17-10 here. Now let's go to Adam Zucker in our New York studio. And we welcome you back to Commonwealth Stadium in the lovely city of Lexington, Kentucky. The top-ranked team in the land leads it, but only by 7 as we get set for the start of the 3rd quarter. Now let's go inside the headset, powered by AT&T, official sponsor of the SEC. And here's Allie LaForce.
Coach, your defense held Mississippi State to its fewest points in a first half this season. How have you been able to disrupt their offense?
Well, it's been tough. We were fortunate. They missed the field goal, and we got the interception there. But the guys are playing hard. I mean, that's a very good football team. Dak's an impressive player, so we just got to keep on fighting. Your
staff said you needed the wide receivers to make big plays, but drops sort of defined the offense in the first half. What was your message to the wide receivers?
Well, we're going to have our opportunities. We just got to keep on fighting and make some plays. I think they did some good things, and we're going to have more opportunities here in the second half.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Allie, thank you. Mark Stoops, his team trailing, but only by 7. Mississippi State will get the ball to open quarter number 3. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, along with Allie LaForce. 17-10. Austin McGinnis will kick off for the Wildcats. Deep men are Brandon Holloway and Robert Johnson. And that's going to be a touchback. How significant this opening drive for Mississippi State?
I think it's going to be a fourth quarter game.
Do you?
You know, when we were here before, I think it was 17-14 LSU. It's 17-10, okay?
Right.
It's a football game. You want to go in the locker room if you're Mark Stoops and look at your guys and say, we can play with these guys. We can
Right.
beat these guys. It's a SEC. We've got guys, too. I think we're in for a good football game.
Well, 17-10 as we get set for the start of the third. After the touchback, it'll be Mississippi State from the 25. Robinson, right side of Prescott. 3 receivers to the right. Wilson, bottom of the screen. Prescott steps up, fires it, caught. It's Fred Ross, number 8, and that is good enough for a first down. Gain of 13.
Well, that's the point that Dan Mullen talked to us about, is we just don't have one go-to guy. We've got a lot of players making plays for us. You know, and he really pointed out that he doesn't care who's in the game. He just calls plays.
Here's Robinson.
Look at that.
Oh, my goodness.
That was it. He's called the nickname the bowling ball, and that was it right there. Watch how low he keeps running on this one, right on the end.
That was Melvin Lewis who got over the top and finally forced him down. The bowling ball, 5'9", 215. Gets it again and fights his way again. First down, Mississippi State.
Josh Robinson has fed his best against the best. Against ranked teams, he's averaging 147 yards a game. And he had that huge game against his home state school, LSU, and he went from 197.
Back-to-back first downs. The ball at the 40. Let's keep Robinson running. Hack attack trying to force the ball out, but that's...
Well, Allie talked to Dan as he was leaving the field, and he talked to Mark Stoops coming on the field. If she would have talked to Dan coming on the field, he might have said, we're going to run the ball. I mean, LSU ran for 300 yards. I'm going to challenge my team to see if we can run the ball against these guys.
First down 10 again. Ball at the 28. Well, why not? Except this time it's Nick Ridley, number 7. And Gary, take us through the trends. This is early in the third quarter.
Well, he had the one big pass in this second half right there, but nothing Heisman-like there. Patrick Towles is hung in there, but he's the only guy rushing for Kentucky. He has 11 rushes. 3 of those were sacks. And you see Josh Robinson, Kentucky does not have a running back. Their running backs for Kentucky, total carries don't add up to the quarterback.
They reverse it. Here comes Miles. Looks for blocking help and gets down near the 11-yard line before he's forced out of bounds. Khalid Henderson, number 22, caught up with him.
Well defended. Positive yards, but Dak Prescott did his job. Pitches it off, and watch him finish it off with a block at the end. I don't know if it's in the picture. Yes, he does. He actually decleats.
Oh.
Jabari Johnson, that time number 47. Not bad. Your quarterback is as big as a defensive end.
11th play of the drive. Second down and 5. Prescott. Prescott. Ben Beckwith, number 66, cleared the way.
That deserved an oh my right there. Because that was just athletic ability. Just watch it. He spins when he gets hit and avoids the hit. Look at that. Ashley Lowry, who jumped off sides, had the shot, but he couldn't bring him down.
Evan Sobiesk for the extra point. It's up, and it is good. Take another look at the Prescott touchdown run. Nice spin move, avoiding the tackle.
I thought he got hit right on the knee right there, and I thought he was limping afterwards, too.
He's now got 124 yards passing, 54 rushing. (24-10). Mississippi State gets the touchdown. Opening drive, third quarter. 11 plays, 75 yards to open the third quarter. Prescott lost his mom, Peggy, to cancer a year ago, almost a year ago now, November. Has two older brothers. Mentioned that he committed early to Mississippi State in part because Dan Mullen had coached Tim Tebow. And then he got a rush late in the season. LSU came after him, and he called Mullen and said, I'm staying with Mississippi State. DeMarco Robinson has it at the 1. Stumbles and falls. Towles. Got some help. Out of bounds, but a huge run. Kendrick Market. That is a gain of 48 yards.
Well, he's the whole running offense. Remember, they started the first half, second play they ran him. This is a design run, gets into the secondary, and he, again, more athletic than you think for a big, tall guy. 48 yards against this defense. That's tough to take for a #1 team in the country.
First down 10 after that 48-yard run. The snap is a little low. Towles grabs it, comes right side. Ryan Timmons.
Well, we said he needed some running help. I question whether it could be just the quarterback doing the running, but so far, that's been enough. And it keeps the Mississippi State defense off balance.
And another first down after the 12-yard gain. Quick count. Dorian Baker, who had to sit out, by the way, the first half, self-suspended by Kentucky. He
had a hit in the LSU game, right?
On a punt return. And it was not called targeting by the officials, but Mark Stoops telling us it was deemed by the staff here. Here's Towles again to be targeting, so they sent him out. Let's take a look at this Dorian Baker hit. A memorable play last Saturday night in Baton Rouge, right there.
Yeah, and it is targeting, but it was not called. And Coach Stoops was encouraged to sit out the player for the first half of this game.
That's a very nice way of putting it.
You got it. Mississippi State, second in the country in red zone defense.
Got it! Ryan Timmons, first and goal.
It's really been the story of Mississippi State all year. They're last in the SEC in total defense, but they're second in the country in stopping teams from scoring in the red zone. Can they do it again? What an answer by this Kentucky offense, huh?
Isn't it? Yes. Towles. Braylon Hurd, not much on that play. Bernardrick McKinney made first contact, number 50.
Yeah, both Niquez Brown and McKinney were both there.
And the red zone stats presented by Verizon. Only 6 touchdowns in 20 trips prior to this one.
At practice Thursday and Friday, they spent at least half the day practicing red zone offense.
Blake Bone is split wide, top of the screen, left side. Dorian Baker, right side, number 2. Towles forced out to the right, caught and dropped.
It's been the story of Mississippi State all year.
Yeah. This was Beniquez Brown, number 42.
I think what was Auburn in the red zone, 3 times and didn't score a touchdown against them in that Auburn football game? Could have been completely different.
That's 4 sacks by the Mississippi State defense so far. That gives them 25 for the year. 3rd and goal. Three wides, left side. Robinson, bottom of the screen. Looked like it was designed all the way. Towles, touchdown.
Told you, he's a gamer. He's a cocky gamer. He looks you straight in the eye, and he's got a little of that Jim Bunning in him. I'm telling you that right now.
How about that? 3rd and goal from the 10. Extra point up and good. Austin McGinnis. Yeah, he kind of put it on his shoulder, didn't he?
Yeah. Beniquez Brown, number 42, actually, I thought stunted right out of this. Watch him stunt around, and the quarterback goes the opposite way. Stunts, and he's threw it unblocked on the play, and up front that time, it looked like somebody fell down. I'm not sure who it was. Was it P.J. Jones? I'm not sure, but what a call, and what a drive to keep this a football game.
On a gorgeous day, an encouraging response by Kentucky.
Oh, yeah. It, again, reminds me of 2007. Remember, LSU extended that game to 27-14, but Kentucky stayed in the game. And then it ended up late. You got to get to the 4th quarter. Mississippi State has not been pressed into the 4th quarter.
Gary mentioned earlier in their 3-game win streak over top 10 opponents, they led by 21 at least in each of those games. Fun. 1st down 10 at the 19, 7-point game. Robinson.
Yeah, do they go back to him? Yep.
Now he had yardage. They should spot this. Oh no, he's still up. Oh my gracious.
Geez, that's a highlight film run for...
He morphed into Johnny Manziel.
Holy cow. I almost was ready to agree with you that his forward progress was called and say, let's not get the guy hurt. But he keeps running, and 2 or 3 times you think the play's over. I think he broke 6 or 7 tackles on that play. If that can't pick up Mississippi State's offense, I don't know what will. That's like having 6 carries in 1 right there.
23 yards after all of that. Prescott going deep. He's got a man wide open. Robert Johnson, number 12, huge game.
I mean, for a guy to cross completely across the formation, Robert Johnson goes all the way here. The receivers go long. Now, for a guy to run about 45 yards across a football field to the open territory, that means that offensive line did their job.
1st and goal. Under 5 to go, 3rd quarter of play. Prescott fires it, got a man, caught. Touchdown, Brandon Hill. Touchdown, only his 3rd catch of the season, and he's injured his left leg.
Yeah, let's hope it's like a cramp. When he tried to stand up, that's when it grabbed him. This was a quarterback play action pass made famous by Dan Mullen and Tebow at Florida. The quarterback does the play action pass by himself. The tight end runs the route. Watch this. Quarterback play action, stop, one-on-one. You're up against A.J. Stamps, an undersized safety, and when the big guy tries to stand up, oh, cramp. I hope it's a cramp.
Yeah.
And you never know. These are tightly wound athletes.
Evan Sobiesk with the extra point. Allie LaForce informing us that they're diagnosing this as a pulled muscle in his thigh. Well, load up the highlight reels and begin with this run.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. Incredible. And
Well, I think the Napa Auto Parts guys ought to be smiling. I think we've got a leader in the clubhouse. 31-17, a wonderful drive put together in 3 quick plays. That's Brandon Hill, who caught the touchdown, pulled a muscle in his left thigh. And Dak Prescott, 9th career game with both a passing TD and a rushing TD. Mississippi State won its last 3 last year, its first 6 this year.
that was such impressive touches on both of those throws. He laid it up on the first one for the big play in the crossing route and touched it over in the other. Believe me, the pro scouts will love that touch. They know he can throw hard, but that touch was magnificent.
All right, Adam, thank you. Quick flip out to the left side.
Oh, what a play.
DeMarco Robinson and Trevez Calhoun said,
Another one of those seniors, okay, gets blocked on the play, one-on-one, gets knocked down, and makes the play. Got about 13 seniors that make plays for this Mississippi State team.
Towles deep. Javis Blue, touchdown, Kentucky. Blue for Blue.
Number 14 for Kentucky might not need any help. There's nobody in the country who can throw a ball better than this. He had the matchup he wanted. Blue on a safety. What a throw.
McGinnis for the extra point. And just like that,
Zach Johnson was in defense on that throw. He's a slash linebacker safety, but you can't hand it off better than he threw it.
pesky Wildcats. They refuse to go away. Brings a smile to Towles. 58-yard throw and catch. Javis Blue on the receiving end of Patrick Towles' perfect pass.
Well, it's such a great story. We talked about the seniors for Mississippi State. You and I have talked all game about these new breed of freshmen, true freshmen that Stoops has recruited, but 2 seniors, Robinson and Blue, have made the big plays for Kentucky. Of course, the guy pitching it to him is pretty good.
As the country is learning, along with us. Muffed in the end zone, dropped to a knee. Here's Prescott. Gang tackle. And the gang led by Ryan Flanagan, a junior college transfer in his first year here.
And we'll go to the fourth quarter with exactly what Kentucky wanted. A one-possession football game. It couldn't be much better for Kentucky football.
End of 3 at Commonwealth Stadium. 31-24, Mississippi State. We'll return to Lexington right after this word from your local station. We're back at Commonwealth Stadium on the campus of the University of Kentucky, quarter number 4. Outstanding ball game thus far, 31-24. Top-ranked team in the country has the lead on the road, but it is competitive. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, Allie LaForce, second down and 1. Robinson caught short. Melvin Lewis, number 90, with the tackle for Kentucky.
Good good pressure by Melvin Lewis that time. That's the guy we featured as somebody that has to come through for them with his size, taking on that offensive line up front. I really believe they got to run Prescott here. This is too important of a first down. You got to have your quarterback go over the top.
They give it to Robinson. He breaks the tackle. Foot race at the 30. How about the cutback? Josh Robinson angles for the touchdown.
My goodness. I for sure thought that they would go over the top for a short yardage play by the quarterback and do one of those keepers. They give it to their human bowling ball. He runs right through Mike Douglas, number 50, and then makes one cutback into the end zone. What an incredible football game from Josh Robinson.
That one's 73 yards. The extra point from Sobiesk is up and good. Robinson's high for the season, 197 yards. We've got almost a full quarter to go, and he's got 185 in this one.
Yeah, Fred Ross, his teammate, had to jump out of the way, or he might have made the tackle on the play. Hey, give it to Dan Mullen. He chose the right guy, and it changed the scoreboard.
Commonwealth Stadium, University of Kentucky. Segment of fans in the left lower corner of the stadium wearing maroon and white. No cowbells. State fans are not allowed to take cowbells on the road, which gives pleasure to all of us. Oh, I'm going to hear about it. I know. We've got an air raid siren here. All we need is the Tennessee band playing Bucky Top. Braylon Hurd. Robinson known for a couple of things outside his running ability. The gregariousness of his personality being uppermost. He always seems to have a smile on his face. Towles. Out of bounds.
It's like a one-man team.
Yep.
He's thrown the ball 28 times. He's run the ball 19 times. All the rest of the running backs have only carried the ball 9 times. I mean, you know, all due respect to Dak Prescott, and he's a great player, but right today, it was a one-man team for Kentucky.
DeMarco Robinson. That's a first down. Zach Jackson with the tackle.
When we got our production meeting, I looked at everybody. I said, this guy's got no fear. No fear at all.
And they've got a first down with just under 4 to go. Throwback. Towles got it. First down. Garrett Johnson took the handoff and threw it back to the quarterback. Nice. Complete.
Yep.
Dorian Baker.
Yep. Good defense, though, for Mississippi State. They kept him short of the first down. Keeps the clock moving.
.317 to go. Blake Bone, number 6, the freshman.
I believe in last year's game, should Kentucky put one on here, I think they onside kicked it, got it, but were offsides in the game.
Towles got a man in the middle of 3 defenders. That's Javis Blue.
There's not a lot of men that can make that throw. First of all, you got to know where to throw it. Secondly, you've been sacked 6 times in this game, and you rip it over the quarterback, over the safety, into the heart of the defense.
Flag down. Blake Bone fumbles it out of bounds. It will be Kentucky's possession, but let's check.
Yeah, I think it was an illegal. Well, they went fast. Did Mississippi State have too many men? I thought it was an illegal formation. I think they have too many people in the backfield. One of those receivers should have been at the line of scrimmage.
Offside. Defense, number 5. That penalty is refused. Result of the play is a first down.
2:48 to go.
Oh, God, number 5 right there was trying to get off the field, and then he went back on the field.
Jamerson
Yes.
Love, yes. First and goal. Into the end zone, knocked away by Will Redmond, number 2.
Will Redmond is a big-time corner. A junior, great hitter, one-on-one cover guy, and makes up the space and makes the play. Saw a lot of throws high in the back of the end zone. Look for Blake Bone, number 6, at the back of the end zone.
Second down. There's the change. Quarterback draw. Towles. Touchdown.
Well, that's going to be 15 yards. Towles gets up and celebrates, and somebody knocks him down. It's going to be 15 yards on the kickoff. Is it Wells, number 22? Well, it was a bit of an acting job.
Yes,
I'll have to say that.
Yeah.
Sportsmanlike conduct. Defense, number 22. That penalty be 15 yards assessed on the kickoff.
You wonder if it makes it more likely that they go for the onside kick.
They have not attempted one this year as Kentucky. Touchdown, extra point coming. Austin McGinnis, perfect so far this season. And he still is.
Quarterback draw. He scored last time on quarterback draw. He does it again. Good block up front, taking the All-American linebacker out of the play. McKinney. The big center, John Toth, gets the key block on the play. So you can pooch this ball down here and make a run for it, okay? Mississippi State has to stay up close looking for the onside kick.
Now both Landon Foster and McGinnis are at the ball.
Boy, the high lob to about the 15-yard line would be nice if you could do it.
First onside attempt this year. They bounce it, it's taken. Holmes has it. Holmes in a foot race, a stiff arm. He's down the sidelines. Touchdown, Mississippi State. Christian Holmes, the linebacker.
Those faces say it all. I thought the deep pooch was the play. The bounce was not pretty. It was perfect for Mississippi State. And Christian Holmes, the defense, makes a play with a straight arm and a dive into the end zone.
Senior linebacker out of Puckett, Mississippi. Now Mark Stoops looks like he lost the feature race at Keeneland.
After the onside kick, I thought it opened up the possibility for a different style after the penalty, in the end zone. Thought they had a chance to try something different. But as Dan Mullen talked to us on the phone, he said, you know what's funny about this team is I got a ton of guys that make plays. Just a ton of guys. Well, Patrick Towles can come out and throw for some more yards. Sure. So he's at 380.
He's had a marvelous game.
You know, that redshirt year last year, he's his third year in the program, has really helped him. It's a great idea for quarterbacks. Don't be in too much of a hurry to play too soon.
Into the flat. Dropped. Well, let him a little bit. That was Braylon Hurd, number 5. Dak Prescott.
And remember, 6 games. What was it, 35 days? This is the start. So, you know, those injuries do not go away.
Three-man rush, Mississippi State, Towles. Redmond defending DeMarco Robinson.
Just the subtlety right there. I really like the way this kid plays, Will Redmond. The subtlety of Redmond, cutting off the receiver without sticking up his hands, knowing that his technique, we'll see how he looks back at the ball, doesn't use his hands at all. It's perfect technique.
3rd and 10. Stripped. That's the 7th sack, and Towles does maintain possession.
Yeah, Mike Wells got him back. It was Mike Wells who shoved him in the end zone for 15, and now Wells comes and goes, here I am. No fake it on this one. I'm coming right around the corner and getting the sack.
Loss of 8.
7 sacks.
Chris Jones, number 96. Again, now they've got 3 down, 1 up. See if they all rush. They do. Here's Wells. Towles. Complete. Braylon Hurd.
Well, there's always those games, Vern, when you're the #1 team in the country, you got to survive. And, you know, every team that Mississippi State has played prior to this one was an undefeated football team. Now they come to Kentucky, who's undefeated at home, and they take a punch, and they're still standing.
Well, let's take a look at the comparative schedules, Gary, of the top 4 in the West.
You know, I still think, you know, LSU's getting better, and Alabama's schedule is toughening up, okay? It's not an easy schedule for Alabama. I don't know who to choose here. These are tough football games. They're going to beat everybody up, and I'm telling you right now, I would not want Auburn's. The rest of them are about equal.
Yep. Josh Robinson closing in on a 200-yard day. See if they give it to him again. That was his 23rd carry in the ball game. He's equaled his season high now with 197.
Coming up for, as we just saw for Mississippi State, is Arkansas. I think that's a great matchup for Mississippi State. And then they basically get a bye with UT Martin. I think they're going to go into Alabama and Tuscaloosa undefeated. Take
a knee, so Robinson's day is complete. 197 yards. Look, he's got his hands on his hips. I need 3.
I need 3 yards.
I need 3 for crying out loud.
We got a 198. No,
yeah, Dan,
you can't get him hurt for doing that. You want me to call it? You want me to call it, he asked. Tell me. If you want it, I'll do it.
Oh, my gosh. That's an extraordinary exchange.
Yep.
Oh, golly. Now he's going to walk off disappointed after a 197-yard effort. Oh, gosh. They made it 198 now.
Yep.
Dan Mullen, Mark Stoops, midfield.
There's no such thing as moral victories in this league, but I think Mark Stoops definitely has showed the Kentucky fans they are on the right path.
And let's go down to Allie, who is with Dan Mullen.
Coach, it's never easy in the SEC. This is the most that you've been challenged in the second half of a game, and I believe this is called being photobombed.
Yeah.
Video bombed.
It is. Well, you know what? That's what this league is. Anytime you're on the road, it's up, Z. Great job. Good job, man. And good luck the rest of the way. You know you're going to be in for a tough challenge. It's one heck of a football game. One heck of a football team we just played right here. We knew that coming in. I don't know if people give Kentucky the credit, Mark the credit for the job that he's done, how hard he has these guys playing, the atmosphere, the crowd he's created, the effort their guys play with. We knew we'd be in for a battle. That's what we got here today.
Was Josh begging you for the extra couple yards there at the end?
He did. He was. Someone told him, which is the wrong thing to do. So, you know what? We're fortunate to get a win. It's hard to win on the road in this league. We're halfway through the conference schedule undefeated, so we're halfway to where we want to be.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Allie, thank you. Well, this is Dan and Megan's son. Daughters in the vicinity, I'm sure. 45-31 the final. For the guys up here with us, David Moulton, Butch Baird, Chuck Gardner, and the lead guys down in the truck. Craig Silver, our producer. Steve Milton, our director. Gary Danielson and Allie the Force. I'm Vern Lundquist, along from Lexington. 45-31, the Dodge postgame show is up next after these messages and a word from your local station.